Chapter 18, Section 1, Reconstruction. Reconstruction takes place immediately after the Civil War in 1865 and ends in 1877. It's supposed to rebuild the country, supposed to put the country back together after the Civil War. Freedmen's Bureau is an agency that helped former slaves. It provided schools, food, clothing, and shelter. After Abraham Lincoln's assassination, Andrew Johnson becomes the 17th president. Thought that he should control Reconstruction, not Congress. Radical Republicans, member of Congress, who thought they should control Reconstruction. Black codes passed by Southern governments that restricted the rights of African Americans, civil rights that are granted to all citizens. The 13th Amendment is passed. It abolishes slavery. The 14th Amendment is also passed. It gave citizenship to all people born in the United States. Hiram Revels is the first African American elected to the U.S. Senate during Reconstruction. He is from Mississippi. Reconstruction, part of it is called readmitting states. They must ratify a new constitution that gave voting rights to former slaves, must ratify the 14th Amendment. President Johnson, because he feels like he should control Reconstruction, is impeached. The House of Representatives brings the charges, the Senate acts as a jury, and one more vote is kept on his side, and it is he's no longer going to be excused as president. He gets to keep his job. Chapter 18, Section 2. The freedmen schools were set up to educate newly freed African Americans. Sharecropping comes after the contract system, and it's working. Workers were rented a plot of land to farm. The landowner provides the seeds, tools, and housing. The workers are given parts of the crop as payment. The workers give part of the crop as payment to the landowner. The Ku Klux Klan rises after the Civil War. It wanted to restore democratic control of the South and keep former slaves powerless. As we all know, it uses threats and violence to do this. Chapter 18, Section 3. Ulysses S. Grant is voted in from the 18th as the 18th president. The 15th Amendment is passed, and it gives voting rights to former male slaves. So we have 3 amendments. Easy way to remember this is that 1 plus 3 set them free is the abolishment of slavery, so 13 is the abolishment of slavery. 1 plus 4, aliens no more. 14 made all people citizens born in the United States. 1 plus 5, voterized. 15 gives you voting rights to black males. The Dawes Act allowed the president to survey Indian tribal land and divide land into individual lots for individual Indians. Basically, Europeans who had moved into the United States, so all white people, didn't like how Indians shared their land and the fact that none of them owned it, and they all just lived wherever they wanted to and shared it. So they broke up their land and gave them individual plots to farm. It was basically to assimilate, which means stop letting them do what they do and make them more white. Okay, and so owning land was an important part of this plan for the Indians. As you can tell, it's kill the Indian, save the man. They're basically wanting Indians to stop being Indians and become more white. The Morrill Act. Each state was given a certain amount of land to build a college. Amount of land given depended on the number of members in the House of Representatives. And remember that the number of members in the House of Representatives is controlled by population. That's the end of chapter 18.